Hola, buenos noches. If you're familiar with Spanish, noches means night. What's the time again?
11:37.
Now we're out here, 11:31 p.m. by the way, p.m. We're out here, shivering.
It's fucking cold.
The cold in the night.
Guy, it's
The
been
darkest
raining.
time. Can you run it for the bread, for the dough, for the moolah?
Guy.
Well, we have to be here. We have to do it. Of course. Welcome back, guys, to another episode. Another exciting one. Another hot one from us, from the ExtraTime Podcast. We are here to bring you the Premier League roundup.
As usual.
Of course, an exciting weekend for me, for you, and for many of you at home. The Chelsea fans, United fans,
The Arsenal
the
fans.
Barcas, the Arsenals, the Cities, the Liverpools. Sorry.
Right.
But we are here, of course. Premier League roundup. Let's get this started. How are you doing?
I'm good.
We're gonna kickstart this one with one of the biggest game of the weekend, or the biggest game of the weekend. This was supposed to feel like a Mark Henry versus the Big Show fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was.
It was supposed to feel like that, but it felt like a Mark Henry versus Mysterio fight.
No.
Because based off the performance. Of course, I haven't seen the game, but I know what you have in mind
Yeah.
should be this game. Chelsea, of course, versus Liverpool.
Okay.
The late winner from Estaville. But it was a deserved win from Chelsea.
Yeah.
Take away the late winner. I know if you didn't see the game and then when you're on flash coursing the stats and of course
You think it was a close game?
of course, but it was far from that.
Yeah.
Chelsea, for me, thoroughly deserved the win. The way they dominated the game, I felt like, even if it was at Stamford Bridge, I feel like they took the mantle up to Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool as well showed them a little bit of respect with the way they pressed and everything. But yeah, big credits to Chelsea, of course, with the injury issues and everything. But yeah, let's talk about Chelsea first for the meantime. The lineups, when the lineups came out, you saw the midfield.
Yeah, Gusto.
What ran through your mind?
How are they going to create chances for Pedro, or how are they going to create chances, goal scoring chances? Because basically, you have Enzo Fernandez, who isn't that good creativity or creative wise. You got Caicedo, and then you got a right back playing as a double pivot with Caicedo in Gusto now, and the back line now you got two defenders, CBs, who are not usually in the starting regulars in Badiashile and Achipong. And so in my mind, like, okay, what's he going to do? Or what's Maresca's plan here? And who am I? Or who are we to know the brilliant minds of a genius? So basically it ended up good for them. So they won the game, and that's all positives and smiles for Chelsea. But
yeah, of course, 3 points in the bag. Of course, coming from a lot of pressure as well.
Yeah.
Losing their last two games. The last two games in the Premier League, of course, to us, one to us, and then together to Brighton. I feel like if there was any game for you to like step up or like
it had to be
back,
this game.
it
Yeah,
had to be
momentum
wise. It was
wise.
a big game. Yeah. It pushes them forward. But I feel like they had everything down for them in terms of injuries, of course, going into the game, and then they were the underdogs basically when you look at them.
Okay, yeah.
But the way they went about that game, it didn't feel like they were the underdogs. They took the game by the scruff of the neck. They knew they needed the win. They fought. They were aggressive on the front foot. Every single second ball they tried to win.
Yeah.
The way they pressed as well didn't give Liverpool that much space to create anything. But I feel like it was well deserved 100%.
Yeah. I agree.
Let's talk about Liverpool for a moment.
Okay.
What is the problem with Arne Slot not trusting Florian Wirtz in these big games? Because we saw him do a similar thing with Arsenal. Of course, they won that game 1-0, but he didn't start Florian Wirtz.
I think I don't want to say it's succumbing to pressure from France, because right now Wirtz hasn't been hitting that his price tag. He hasn't been performing or feeling trying to like justify the huge price tag. And there are some Liverpool fans, some minority base, who are questioning Slot's decision making tactics? Is he as good as he think he is tactically? Because right now this is his squad, this is his team, and him not trusting Wes, I think it has to come with like, is he trying to give him more time to maybe acclimatize, maybe rather than starting him consistently over and over again and he doesn't perform, so that he doesn't get that much pressure from fans who are maybe trying to maybe slate him. I think he's trying to like sometimes maybe ease him in little by little. But I could be wrong, Sha, but what do you think?
I genuinely feel like in as much as we know the talents Wes possesses, he hasn't like hit that heights we expect of him from the Premier League as well, from the price tag he went in for. But I feel like it's kind of Arne Slot doesn't really trust him because he doesn't have that physicality to play at the level of the Premier League, yes, and he needs time, of course, to adapt. But I feel like in this type of games, you need your big players to play them. But you don't spend 115 million on a player and then drop him on the bench in a big game, a type of game like this. I feel like your big players has to play. Mohamed Salah has to be on the pitch. Isak, of course, you threw him in on the pitch. Where is Fela? He has to be there. He has to perform.
Yeah, I think the issue now is it that he's trying to satisfy a lot of these players, like trying to give them minutes, everybody. So if he starts Wes now, who's going to take the fall?
It's not about satisfaction. It's about doing what you feel is going to make you win the game. It's about winning the game, not necessarily about players' satisfaction or whatnot. But I feel like someone has to drop out.
Okay.
That midfield three, Szoboszlai,
McAllister and
Gravenberch. Of course, they worked last year. They won them the league, basically. But I feel like when you add the player like Wes, of course,
he has to be sacrificed.
He has to be there. The number 10, Szoboszlai, has to know.
But
the big guy is here.
It's not, because the thing is that Szoboszlai has been playing at a consistent level. Like, he's been one of the best number 8 in the entire world. So do you drop him or do you drop McAllister? Because you're not going to drop Gravenberch because you need Gravenberch, because Gravenberch is basically one of the key, it's like the key engine towards that whole system. So it's either you drop McAllister now or you drop Szoboszlai. So who's going to be?
I feel like McAllister has to go on the bench because Szoboszlai offers you a lot. He offers you that intensity,
that press, that
extra
work
leg as well, creativity as well. But I feel like there are games where they four played, but he kind of played Szoboszlai at right back.
Yeah.
And Szoboszlai obviously delivered. I feel like that would have worked. That would have been a better option because Conor Bradley, because they have the best of games, got subbed off at half time. You look at it as well. What was this guy? Was Garnacho, right?
Yeah.
Giving him serious issues. And
we using Garnacho because I think Garnacho still would have given Szoboszlai issues.
I feel like, maybe, but Szoboszlai would have done a better job, 100% than what. Naturally, he's not a right back, but I feel like the role Trent played for them last week, last year, they had that kind of creativity as well from that angle. If you have a player that can nick in 2 or 3 passes without breaking the lines and stuff like that, it would be a good option as well. So I feel like Szoboszlai basically could have worked, but at the end of the day,
he went with
it. Yeah. But let's talk about the centre backs just started, Chimapong and Badiashile. I feel like they had one of the best games of their lives.
I think, I agree. These are people you don't trust. Like we said before, they are not usually in the regular lineup. They are not regulars, but they came in, they did their job. I think Archibald later went off injured, but he still put in a good shift. Badiashile was impressive. Yeah. I was really impressed with Badiashile. He had a great game all around. Clearances, he was strong on duels, interception and passes as well. Yeah, so I think this helps them for their confidence. I think Maresca now knows that he can trust these two defenders when 100%. There are injury issues and the rest.
Well, let's talk the loss as well for Liverpool. It's 3 losses now.
Back to back.
Yeah, so where did they go from here? What needs to change for them?
I think that, first of all, I think the international break couldn't come at a much better time. Yeah. I think right now Arne Slot needs to maybe go back to the drawing board. I don't want to say like they are in crisis because I see a lot of Liverpool are in crisis. I see a lot of Liverpool fans.
There are fans that are calling for his head already.
No, it's not. Let's not go over. But I think he basically now this is last season. He inherited one of the best teams, and he did a brilliant job. Won them the league. He didn't do much like in the transfer room. Now he has spent over half a bill, or I think not of half a bill on players now that he wants, with Wes, Issa, Kerkers, and Frimpong and Suf and who else again. So yeah, the expectation is high now, and this is he's trying to, like I said, what I've been talking about, he's trying to create a new system, a new form of play that he wants to run through the middle rather than through the wings. And right now he has lost the 4-back situation is one thing that's affecting them. The 2 4-back situation, Frimpong, right back and left back, is something that he needs to work out. He needs to find out who he can trust in those positions, as well as maybe try and work out play from the wide angles. Maybe go back to what was working last season, rather than maybe trying to overthink because right now they have played bad. They have not really put in a lot of shape. They have escaped with late goals, and right now they are second, even though we're just 1 point behind Arsenal. So it's not time to hit the panic button yet. But I think like the international break, I think Arne Slot needs to maybe go back and try and retweak or go back to what worked last year.
So yeah, it's United with the comeback.
I think coming to that game with the United game now, there's more pressure because if he loses that, you don't have faith in your team. But I think I have faith in Man United. I think right now this is a good time to catch Liverpool. I'm serious. This is a good time to actually catch Liverpool. So if he loses that, there's more pressure. He falls back. But if he wins that, I think momentum, he tries maybe a bit of momentum.
But yeah, see you at Anfield, Liverpool. So let's move on to the next game. United versus Sunderland, obviously. 2 new winners, Man United. Game felt like a do or die game for Amorim. Because there were noises, loads of reports that if you don't win the game, he was going to get the sack.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we performed in that game, the way we went on to win that game, I feel like the players heard those noises. And I feel like they love the manager and they want him to stay. But yeah, for me personally, when I saw the lineup came out, I felt indifferent. Of course, we got our first clean sheet of the season. New goalkeeper in Senny Lamens, good debut for him. I felt like it was
that's
impressive.
A good positive.
Yeah, he was like when the way he got some of the ball and then the way he came out for crosses, you feel that extra bit of confidence we never had in that back.
That extra bit of safety.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I feel like it was an impressive debut for him.
Yeah.
It was a very good way to like put your name up there, mark your territory.
Yeah. This is my.
Yeah,
going forward, now. I think they'll start.
This is my good place now, and Kun on the bench, I feel like loads of questions about that. But yeah, when you watch the game, you understand why Amorim starts Mount and
he likes Mount.
So yeah, of course he had the goal, but then aside that, I feel like what Mason Mount gives you in a game is that work rate. He wants to be there. He wants to fight for every single ball. He may not be the best technician. But then he does like the good things, the easy passes. He does it well. The difficult passes as well. He does it well. Good instincts. He knows when to release the ball, knows when to give the ball, knows when to shoot, knows when to hold the ball and stuff like that. But other than that, I feel like the game kind of favored us. The state of the game was the United kind of state. Yeah, those kind of games where it was not. We didn't need much of the ball to like win the game. We just need to like get the ball, do our thing.
Just try and keep control.
1-2 quick passes in the middle, stuff like that. Ahmad, I feel like had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Very, very beautiful game. Buemo as well, good assist. And then our boy Sesko up there, 2 goals in 2 now. Yeah, man.
He's still going to be my flop of the season, right?
I feel like Sesko is kind of like getting into rhythm. Okay. Aside the goals, when you watch him play, you understand why Arsenal, like
Newcastle wanted him.
Yeah, we're in on him. But I feel like he has every single thing you want from a striker. His hold up play, his link up, all those kind of things were like sharp yesterday.
And he's a good target man.
As well. Yeah, he's a good target man. He has that box presence as well. The type of goals he scored are like typical strikers go. But yeah, I feel like it was a great game for us and 3 points in the bag.
Yeah. Great game, like you said. I agree with all the points you make. I think Mason Mount put in a good shift during this game. It was a comfortable win. Even though it was against Sunderland, it was still comfortable. Lamens, like you said, gave that kind of safety. I think going forward, he's going to start more and more often. Who should I say? Sesko as well. I was really impressed with Sesko's play. I would admit that. I had him.
Let your apology be as loud as your dishes.
I had him flop. I had him as my flop of the season, but I might be wrong. I think I see the talent there. I see the potential there. He's a good target man. And I think this helps him confidence-wise. The goals he scored in back-to-back games now. I think going forward now, that will help with like a momentum shift and all the rest. I think just the only issue now that I have with this game now, is it like, does it take pressure off Amorim? Or is it like, because now he has Liverpool next. If he loses that game, are we going back to get him out, Amorim out, or sack him? Or is it
I feel like it's one game at a time. This one, of course, the win kind of like brings down the noise a bit. But I feel like the Liverpool game is a big game.
Yeah.
And then head to head, you really don't expect us to beat Liverpool.
Why not? Because this is the time. This is a good time.
In terms of where we are and where they are, what we want to do, and where what we are fighting for, of course, is top 4. Whereas they are going for the league. So every single team they have over us, but then it's not one of those games, and as well it's at Anfield. So the expectations for that game, as a United fan, of course, and what we've done.
So your expectations are what, like exactly?
But then the main expectation should be to win the game.
Okay.
But if you're thinking of us winning that game right now, you're being ridiculous, and then it's just being optimistic. You can only be optimistic. But I feel like that game is not going to mean much for Amorim and then the board in terms of how they see him. I don't think it's going to change too much. But of course, if he wins the game, it's going to be really
huge.
But then if he loses, I don't think it's going to be that big of a fall.
Okay.
They will have their eyes on the next game and the one after that. But as well, it depends on how well we do in that game as well. A bad loss is going to be a very big one. Yeah. If you go there and lose like 4-0 or 3 or 3 something like that, and then have like an embarrassing performance, I feel like that's when it's going to be looked at as, and then conversations will be had. But I feel like if we perform well and maybe lose to a narrow 2-1 or something like that, Okay. It's a good game. But let's move on to Arsenal, of course. 2-0 against West Ham. I feel like for West Ham, any team playing West Ham, you just have to take your 3 points and move on.
I swear.
Take your 3 points. I don't care if they change manager. There's nothing going well for them right now. But then, impressive win for Arsenal, of course. Top of the table right now. The road is obviously clear for them. It's open for them now. Go on and win the league. Go on. You have to go
just
on
after right 7 games. So guys, after 7 games, anything can happen.
Of course, I feel like the money they've spent over the summer, they showed the zeal, the willingness to go this year and like make it this year. Of course, with the addition, they have the best depth in the league right now. So I feel like it's open, it's there for them now. Liverpool obviously are struggling here and there. City are not there yet. Chelsea,
still finding their feet,
but it's theirs to win right now.
Okay. As much as I would love to agree, I don't want to have that optimistic because I don't want them to feel like because right now it's just 7 games and it's just a 1 point difference. And I want them to maybe kick the ground running, maybe get a couple of consecutive wins over a span of games. That will help to like maybe keep them in the title race, keep them title contender. But I still coming to the game now. As an Arsenal fan, I wasn't really that kind of impressed with the performance. I think with the squad we have, although 2-0 on paper looks good, but if you watch the game, you feel like there was not Arsenal. They didn't really create a lot of really scoring chances. Maybe because West Ham parked the bus, where they basically parked the bus in the game. But I feel like Arsenal had a hard time breaking West Ham down. You say West Ham should just, like any team playing West Ham should just get it. And yes, that's true. West Ham are a bad team. But I think the performance from Arsenal now in that game wasn't really awe-inspiring. It wasn't a clean performance all around. It wasn't like the gap there, like Arsenal didn't really make that presence that this is where we are, this is, you guys are not on our level, that kind of thing. So looking at, I think that it's a good result for us now and takes us to the top of the league for now, but I still want more. I still want that level. I still want that hunger. I still want them to maybe improve in their performances for me.
All right. I feel like it's normal. It's still early in the season and obviously teams are still finding their feet, but I feel like the approach to that game, I feel like Arsenal went in with like full guns because when you see the lineup, of course, they had just Declan Rice there, and they had two attacking midfielders in Eze and Odegaard. So it felt like they wanted the win 100%, go in there, do your business and get the job done. And of course, they got the job done. But then when you look at Arsenal previously, the game against City and the one against Liverpool, people were kind of like complacent with the lineups because they basically played with 3 DMs. If you want to go by that, in those 2 games. And then you feel like Arteta is being too cautious in games and doesn't want to like go out and win games. But then this game, I feel like he showed that he wants to really win the game. And then they did it. It doesn't matter the fashion in the way they did, but it's about winning. Because the United game, of course, they were not the best team, the first game of the season, but they went about their business and still got the 3 points. That I feel like the performances will still improve. They are obviously one of the best teams in the world. And then they have obviously new players, Eze
had a good game.
I feel like they're kind of like changing the way they play from last season. Of course, having Eze in now and then. So there's a little bit of changes in there. But then I feel like it's still come on for them. And it's there, the league is theirs to lose now. It's obviously theirs to lose.
So, it's there for Arsenal. I would want them to win. I want them to maybe stay on top, but we have seen this time last 2-3 seasons now, Arsenal being on top at the end of the season, 2nd place. So I'm not going to jump on the early one on top train and like that. No, so I'm still going to make it take a bit of time. So that's just my point.
But yeah, fair enough. We've had that in for the roundups. We're done. Please, if you enjoyed the video, do it to like, share,
smash
subscribe
the
as well.
Button, smash the like button as well.
And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.